You are tuned to the Indraprastha channel of Akashvani. In a world where AI is ready to invade every thought process and at times prevail over human brain, where does logic stand? Some years ago, the UN recognized the logic of having a day dedicated to logic, and that's how 14th January is observed as World Logic Day. And in our English Talks chunk tonight, Debasish Roy is going to unfold the logic of Logic Day in the talk entitled the same, that is, Logic of World Logic Day. Over to Debashish Roy.
Hello everyone. Today is World Logic Day. Wishing you all a happily logical World Logic Day. They say logic is used in many areas of our daily life. That is true. However, what I remember most about logic is when Sherlock Holmes, the great detective of fiction, used it in his work. Similarly, the greatest fictional detective in India, Byomkesh Bokshi, written by Sharadindu Bandyopadhyay in Bengal, used logic to solve every crime he was presented with. Sharadindu Babu passed away in 1970. However, his logical works live on. Quite a few of you are familiar with them, right? Just to get the background right, World Logic Day is celebrated on January 14th every year to recognize the importance of logic and its many uses. The day was proclaimed by UNESCO in association with the International Council for Philosophy and Human Sciences in November 2019, that is 5 years ago. Even before the proclamation, the first World Logic Day was celebrated on January 14, 2019 itself, with celebrations in about 60 locations around the world. As an independent subject, logic has been studied by many civilizations over time. As logic was being studied in ancient civilizations, it transformed into what we recognize today as philosophy and science. Unfortunately, as of today, logic is not taught as a subject in most universities. The immediate translation of logic into Hindi is the word tark, or in Bangla, which is my mother tongue, it is torko. The colloquial word in Hindi derived from tark is tuk. So later, through further evolution out of philosophy and science, which themselves came out of logic, humankind developed mathematical logic, scientific logic, business logic, political logic, critical thinking, and problem-solving techniques. The study of logic includes formal logic, informal logic, symbolic logic, and mathematical logic. Logical reasoning includes deductive reasoning, which offers the strongest support, and non-deductive reasoning, which makes the conclusion more likely but does not ensure it. The idea of demonstrating a conclusion may have originated in geometry. During the early Greek and Latin years, geometry was used to measure real estate. So, geometry, land measurement. Logic programming in computers is similar to relational databases, which represent functions as relations. Logic holds an important role in humankind's march to progress. This is because logic is a contemporary universal which helps build trust in science and helps combat anti-scientific threats to the process of research and the process by which universal truth is established. Therefore, it would be safe to state that logic is a primary feature of human reasoning. We could also observe that people and groups of people who are logical generally flock together. The opposite is also true. Illogical people, devoid of any common sense, keep committing one blunder after another as they go about their daily life. They tend to flock together too. Therefore, World Logic Day has been instituted for a purpose. The day encourages development of research aided by logical thinking. Number 2, strengthening interactions between people who are interested in logic. Number 3, promoting a culture of peace and dialogue and mutual understanding through logic. Number 4, use of a repository about World Logic Day at UNESCO's Logica Universalis website. Incidentally, January 14th, or the date chosen to celebrate World Logic Day, corresponds to the date of death of Kurt Gödel and the date of birth of Alfred Tarski. These are two of the most prominent logicians of the 20th century. Well, thank God, both these gentlemen were born and passed away on the same date. Otherwise, we would have had to look for another excuse, right? Well, logic is relevant in itself. It deserves a day to be celebrated. Therefore, we have Logic Day. It is not because someone died or someone was born. So, coming back to the use of logic, we are reminded of Arthur Conan Doyle's writings in his fictional character of Sherlock Holmes. Holmes's famous quotes were, number 1, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. This reflects wonderful use of logic. Number 2, it is a capital mistake to dare theorize before one has data. Again, logic shines through in the statement. And finally, to a great mind, nothing is little, meaning when exercising logic, you have to provide for every little detail and ignore no relevant facts. Now, if we move on to the realm of business logic, what is the one subject pertaining to business, the name of which has been directly derived from the word logic? I shall give you one guess. Yes, you got it. The word is logistics. The ancient Greek word logos, meaning reason. Logos is the origin of the word logic, while the word logistics is also derived from a Greek word logistikos, which means relating to calculation or relating to logic. To a student of business management or to any business management professional, logistics is a very interesting subject. This is because logistics is the logic of ordering, dispatching, and delivering the right item at the right time and at the right place. Let us say, if the massive Chenab bridge is being built and it needs prefabricated concrete booms on the top surface. However, these booms are ordered and delivered before the steel girders have been delivered and erected. Then the company erecting the bridge is going to undertake a huge loss, both in terms of time and money. Not to speak of the huge wasted human effort. Wrong deliveries and wrong requisitions also entail use of large unnecessary physical storage space. That is another big loss, as they teach you in business school that unwanted inventory is equivalent to blocked finances. Logic shines again. After some research and evolution, management theorists, chiefly in Japan, came up with the science of just-in-time. This was a refined form of logistics. It talked about ordering an item just in time to be used in the manufacturing process so that no money or effort is blocked in inventory. Later, just-in-time further evolved into one of my favorite subjects of study, which uses the strength of logic in every step: lean management. Lean management was discovered by two Japanese stalwarts, Taiichi Ohno, born in 1912, died in 1990, and Seiji Shingo, born in 1909, again died in 1990, under the blessings of the then Toyota Motor Company director Kichiro Toyoda, 1894 and died in 1952. What's interesting is both stalwarts who created lean management died in the same year. Is that logical? I don't know. That was difficult time for both Japan and also the Toyota Motor Company. Kichiro Toyoda found the company with no orders, no work, no money to pay salaries to workers, and no future. He brought in a retired but brilliant engineer from Toyota, Taiichi Ohno, to rebuild the company. Taiichi Ohno set up the basic framework and then enlisted the help of another brilliant engineering mind, Seiji Shingo. Together, they built a watershed manufacturing system which is popularly known as the Toyota Production System or Lean Management Technique. Logic is also widely used in military strategy. It is also equally effective in diplomacy, where military onslaught and diplomacy serve as two important tools to resolve conflicts in international relations. Logic can be found in highly creative pursuits such as the culinary arts, where particular tastes to the palate are balanced with other tastes so that the resulting dish appears appealing to the customer. Logic is also an invariable part of ongoing studies or investigations such as finding a lost aircraft or building a highly complicated fighter plane with sophisticated equipment. Take the lost MH370 aircraft of Malaysian Airlines, which is still on the radar for many nations. The search and the exercise of logic in searching for the plane continues. Maybe that one area where logic may not be used could be politics. A successful politician says, politics is a game of compromises, compulsions, limitations, and contradictions. That is quite a mouthful, isn't it? Yes, this could be the only domain where logic is not employed at any level. Do you agree? In the end, we are also reminded of the highly popular character of Mr. Spock in the television series Star Trek, who would warn Captain James T. Kirk of impending dangers with, "Your view is highly logical, Captain." He was right. Wishing you a happy World Logic Day again.
Logic of World Logic Day. That was a talk by Debasish Roy in connection with the World Logic Day. We are sure this might have sparked some thoughts in your mind as well. Keep that spark burning and keep your brain in thinking mode. Don't let everything go to AI. English Talks are aired every Tuesday at the same time on this channel. Stay tuned in for our next program.